Well, joining us on the line now is Hawks spokesperson Hangwani Mulaudzi. Mr. Mulaudzi, thanks very much for your time. I mean, reportage around Bosasa and corruption at that institution dates back, at least 10 years. How far do investigations by the Hawks go back?
Well, the investigations by the Hawks go back about 3 to 4 years, because there were challenges that we also encountered in terms of locating witnesses, in terms of getting statements. But at the same time, we toiled until we are at this stage where we can proudly say that the investigations now have been completed. We are just waiting for the NPA to peruse the docket, and we will then get instructions from them.
I'm looking at a newspaper article from November last year regarding the Hawks investigations around the Department of Correctional Services and 4 tenders that were awarded to the Bosasa group. Back then, the Hawks head, General Libya, told the Portfolio Committee in Parliament that they were just weeks away from finalizing that investigation. But what happened?
No, the weeks away. Remember, it was in November last year. We are already in January. There were some areas that we were supposed to have dealt with before the end of December, which were dealt with. Hence, we say now what we have now done is to finalize all the outstanding issues that were needed to be done, as we were instructed by the NPA, and the docket has now gone back to the NPA. The investigations are done; they are completed. So the only thing that needs to be done now is for the NPA to go through that docket, and they will be able to give us instructions based on what they find.
So, is this just a misunderstanding in terms of the public not grasping what it takes to investigate an institution like Bosasa, this wide-ranging corruption that has been taking place allegedly at that institution over the past decade of high-ranking officials? There are government contracts with Bosasa to the value of 10 billion rand. Angela Agrizzi has told the State Capture Inquiry that every single one of that contract is dodgy. All of those contracts, he says, are dodgy. Is it a case of the public not understanding how long it takes to finalize such an institution, or should the Hawks be a lot further in its investigations into the corruption between Bosasa and key government institutions and people?
Look, we have been saying this for some time, Michelle, that, when it comes to this kind of investigations, it takes time. It does not necessarily mean, that it's all doom and gloom. The fact of the matter is that we need to make sure that we deal with issues that are that are being alleged to have happened. So it means then that if it means that for us to get audit firms to assist us, we have to do that. But at the same time, we also had challenges within the organization itself, where we had a lot of members who had left the organization. But that did not take us back in terms of how we needed to deal with it. There was a case plan that was there. We were working closely with the MPA. And I think we toiled, like I said, we worked very hard. Hence, it also took us some time. It took us some time because there were some people that we were looking for. We could not get them. And it's necessary for us that when we deal with these cases, we need to make sure that we have all the evidence available so that when we take it to court, it is a strong case. It's not something that we will have to, be embarrassed about when we take it to court. So we know for a fact that we have done what we're supposed to do. We have a very strong case, and hence we know that as and when we are ready, you guys will be able to see who are those people who will be taken to court.
So how do these bombshells that have been dropping at the State Capture Inquiry over the past week affect perhaps how fast the investigation or the direction the investigation by the Hawks takes now?
Well, it does not. It did not affect us at all. We have had these dealings with all the other people since the beginning of us having taken over. I'm taking over this case. We have met many people, which we're not going to name, for a long time. Even the incumbent who is at the commission now, we have already spoken to him. We have met with him. I think there was an article over the weekend. You would see that the first encounter with him was sometime in May last year. So it's not something new. The fact of the matter is that there is a memorandum of understanding that we have with the Commission where we're saying that we will have members within that Commission who will be listening. If there is any new information that might come up, then we'll be able to take it up. But for now, we're very comfortable with what we have.
All right. Well, thanks very much for your time. Hawks spokesperson Hangwani Mulaudzi joining us there on the line.